Hello everyone, welcome to our second Google Sheets tutorial on math functions. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off here with the mod function. So this is mod for modulus. It returns the remainder of a division. So here we have modulus 11, 3. So that would be 11 divided by 3, which would have a remainder of 2, because 3 times 3 is 9, but times 4 is 12, so it would stop at 9 and give you a remainder of 2. And then here, you would have 0 because 12 divided by 3 is a whole number, so there's no remainder there. We're going to go ahead and put some black ink in these. I had these, I don't want a black background, I want black ink. I have these hidden so that we aren't distracted looking at the rest of them. So MROUND just rounds to a specified value. So here we have 22.22. We want to round it to the nearest 0.31. So the nearest 0.31 happens to be 22.32. So 22.32 is divided by 0.31. If you didn't understand that, maybe you'll understand this one a little better. So 0.22 rounded to 0.1, which rounds down to 0.2 because that's the closest. To give you a little better example there, 0.26 rounds up to 0.3 because it's closer to 0.3 than it is to 0.2. Okay, let's move on to the next function here. Give it black ink. So multinomial. So this returns the factorial of the sum of values divided by the product of the values factorials. So here, 1, 2, and 3 will give us 60. And then if you get a little crazy, you can do as many numbers as you really want here. You got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. It gives you a huge number here. Okay, so odd just rounds your number to the nearest odd integer. So 2.2 rounds to 3, and 2 just rounds to 3 as well. Let's move on to the next one here. Okay, pi. So pi just returns the value of pi, and I'm pretty sure it's to 14 decimal places. So that's an easy one. So anytime you need to use pi, we'll actually use pi in a little bit in this video. Later on in another function, I mean. So give us some black ink here. So power, so this just gives you the first parameter raised to the second parameter. So in a math book, this would be 2 raised to 3. It would probably show up as something like that, except the 3 in a math book might be a little higher in the top, but that's how you would type that. But here you have a nice little function. Power 2 raised to 3 is 8. And you can come here and 10 raised to 3 is 1,000 because 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Let's move on to the next math function we got. Okay, so we have the product function. So this is another easy one here. So you do product, first parameter 2, second parameter 3, and then 4. So 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24. So that's how you get 24 there. And don't forget, we can also use ranges here. So A4 to A6. So 3 times 4 is 12, times 10 is 120. And I could do that all the way down to A12 there if I wanted to, and it'll multiply everything else there. And we can do quotient, so it just returns the quotient of two values. So 100 divided by 5 is 20, and then here we got 16 divided by 4 is going to give you 4. Okay, so radian. So this converts your degrees into radians if you're familiar with geometry. So radians converting 360 degrees. So that gives you 6.28. And I know if you understand geometry, that might not make too much sense, but it's because it's not considering pi, right? So that you would think that would be 2 pi. Well, to prove that that is 2 pi, under example 2 here, we take that value and just divide by pi. And that's how that function actually comes in handy. So what we could do is come back here to our formula of radians and take that value and divide by the function pi, and that'll give us 2, as you can see there. So that's just a neat little trick on how you can use multiple functions together there. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Let's do RAND. So RAND actually returns a random number between 0 and 1. And then RANDBETWEEN, which is the next one here, once I fill it in, actually gives you the ability to give it multiple parameters, and it'll give you a random integer. So right now it's 3. If we ran it again, gives you 3 again. And so if I put that in there again and ran it, well, for some reason it only wants to give me 3 right now. But here, so we have between 100 and 102. Let's do this between 2 and 102. It gave us 16. See, there that changed to 4. So if we wanted to do 5 to 10, and you see how it works. And that is all for our second tutorial on math functions. Thank you, everyone.